the next example is going to be how do you go about leasing a vehicle, and what does that actually mean? Okay. Well, leasing a vehicle is basically a long-term rental agreement that you have with the dealership. Okay. You get to drive the car, but you don't actually own it. The dealership still owns the vehicle, and you have to give it back at the end of the lease. Okay. So let's say that you want to borrow or you want to lease a vehicle. Okay. And if you were to buy it, the new car would cost you $24,000. Okay. And so the consumer agrees that instead of buying the car, what they'll do is lease it. And so they're going to pay a $1,000 down payment. That means they pay $1,000 up front. Okay? And so they also agree that they're going to enter into a long-term contract to rent this car for $369 per month. Okay? So calculate the total cost of leasing the vehicle. So at the end of the day, how much did you pay to own that or to lease that particular vehicle? Okay. So in this instance, we know that you have to put $1,000 down right now. Okay. Plus, you have to make 48 monthly payments. Okay. Of $369. Okay. And that's going to represent your total cost. So much as we did with the financing option, okay, when you put some money down and then you have to finance the rest, we're going to follow our rules of Bedmas here. We've got 48 times 369. That's going to give you 17,712 for a grand leasing total of $18,712. So instead of paying $24,000 for a car, you have instead agreed to lease it for those 4 years for $18,712. Okay. Now, if we know that we're going to lease it for this amount of time for 48 months, and the final cost would be $18,712, what's the actual average monthly cost? Okay, so we know we had to put down $1,000 at the beginning, and we had to pay the dealership an additional $369 per month. So what's that mean in terms of an actual monthly cost? Okay, well, if we want to know the actual monthly cost, we know that there's 48 months, and the total cost of leasing was $18,712. So if we want to figure that out, every month on average, we're spending 18,712 divided by 48. That means we're spending on average about $389.83 in order to lease that vehicle. Okay, so the average cost takes into account the monthly cost plus the down payment. Okay, and so your actual average monthly cost is slightly higher than your monthly leasing cost. Okay, and that's why there's the difference. So leasing a vehicle might be a good option for you if you want, a new vehicle every, maybe 4 or 5 years or whatever the leasing term happens to be. And it gives you a little bit of peace of mind in terms of the wear and tear on the vehicle. However, you also have other things to consider in terms of like the number of kilometers you're allowed to put on the vehicle per year and whatnot. You do have the option potentially to buy the vehicle at the end of the lease and so on and so forth. So leasing is an attractive option for some, but you have to make sure that it fits well with your lifestyle.